Okay, let's see if this actually functions. 1 second, chat. Don't do that to me, you stupid piece of primitive sort of technology. Come on, damn you, refresh! There we go! We are alive, ladies and gentlemen. Alive and mostly functional. The tornado did not kill us. Reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. Oh, no. Damn it, I have to do this fight again. Okay, well, this will give people time to file in. Sorry about that, chat. It just happens sometimes around here. We get tornadoes, they come in.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Correct. A Mundo Aerodale. To quote, well, in the immortal words of Al Swearingen, here is my counter-offer to your counter-offer. Go fuck yourself.
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
Okay.
You'll make a suitable sacrifice.
Alright, we're back. We're back. I'm not dead. I swear. Abelard, you're going over here like you used to be. You're going over here, Pascal. Argentia, you can go here. Henrix, up there, please and thank you, my good man. Good, good. Yes, alright, now, Cabela. I want you to go right there.
Of blades and shadows.
And then right there. Alright.
I shall not fail. Caught by the wind.
Hopefully the power doesn't go out again, but you know what? I should probably do that after this fight is over. No, I don't want you to do that. Just stay where you're at. Okay. I'm still alive for the moment.
I'll do it.
Do that again, please.
Toto? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
No, we are still in Kansas, thank you, Filet Aerodale. Well, not Kansas, but Middle Tennessee.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Okay, good there. Run.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I am your doom.
Oh.
Pain after the weak, hand in hand.
Okay, they're mostly bunched up there. Pascal. Perfect. Knocked him over. Now do me the solid of apparently missing every single one of your targets. Ah. Yank the soul out of him. Thank you. I do like my Psyker. He's a good boy. And very terrifying, too. Let's get him up there, and then switch out for Force Sword. Poke that man, please. We are back for the moment, chat. Hopefully the stream does not go down again.
It will be done.
Well, that one there parried. Well,
Indeed. Gray hair, sure hair.
enjoy the plasma. Okay. I'm gonna switch weapon groups for Starblight. And...
Now nothing I can't do.
Miss. Because of course.
All too easy.
Hey, Blurred. Get buffed.
Already done.
And poke that man. Poison sword go burr. I want you to go up here. Jump up there. Poke that one repeatedly.
Trust me.
Oh, perfect.
Killing brings me no pleasure. Let your soul be purged.
And right, sweep both of them. And they're down. Okay. And the quarterback is toast. Okay, we only have 4 left, so we got this one and those 3. That one can be killed by them, so not our issue. However, Argentia, just darling Argentia. Yes, bend over. We are back. We're back for the moment, Ben.
Power resides in the will of the righteous.
Can you? Yeah, you can't hit him without killing Adelblard. Good boy. Nice little radar indicated sky rope. Yes,
I'm back, baby.
Thank you for the Futurama blurb, Ben. Yeah, so
Doubt is for the
had a
weak.
tornado come down basically straight across the road that way, as usual. And
The Emperor commands. I act.
it's gone now, so there's no reason
God,
not to stream.
Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
You just occasionally have weird little pop-ups like that here.
I'll do it.
It's a Tennessee thing. Kill him. Thank you. 28. And Henrix, shoot him, please. Perfect. I do apologize for the inconvenience, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, tornadoes are very annoying. When they're not killing people, they're annoying. Then they're sad. Most of the time, they're really annoying, though.
Victory awaits.
Because all they do is put out the power for a couple of hours. Make you lose things you didn't want to lose. It's just, ugh. Just a bother more than anything else. But I do sincerely apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the inconvenience there. Welcome to Tennessee. The patron state of Mother Nature is trying to kill you. I bid thee welcome as well. Good to see you, DB. How are you doing, my man?
The Emperor favors me today.
This man is suffering from a severe but curable disease. 1 vial of medicine administered in the early stages would have saved him. Aww. Okay. It's good to see you, DB. Hope you're having a good day, my man. We just had a little bit of a tornado shenanigan, so the stream is brand new. Which is sad because the previous stream was doing really well, and I was very happy with that. Now our analytics are gonna be fucked. Wait, we can go up? 1 second, chat. I need to do this real quick. Oh. I'm not familiar with tornadoes, thankfully. Yes, well, trust me. You don't wish to become acquainted with them. They're really nothing more than a massive nuisance most of the time. And then they're really scary when they're not. Okay, we've got that going, so we can just go straight up now. Good.
It's about time.
However, the tornado did give me the opportunity to go get some food real quick, so... there is that. Okay, let's go grab what's-her-name up here. Yep. Yeah, we did all this last stream, so if you need to know all this bit, we'll catch you up there. Okay, we need to follow the crazy person down into the cult chamber. I want to make sure there's no loot, major loot I'm missing here. Thing is, I don't want to spend too long here because this place will give you turbo aids, and we want to avoid that if possible. Athletics, 55, jump. Down into the spinning fan blades, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoying my week, long vacation, going by too fast. Yourself? You know what they say, man, time flies when you're not working. Woof. When not working.
I won't tolerate weakness.
That is how vacations are, man. I made the trip to EEA AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin back in 2005 and got to see what flatlands and tornadoes look like. Yeah, that sounds thoroughly unpleasant, Aerodale.
Matters.
Okay, we go over here and over here. There's loot out here on the end. Let's grab all of that. I'm just sorting out the IRL. I lived at my PC way too much, so reconnecting with my friends and hitting the gym again. I got plumpy. Yeah, that's important.
Awaits.
I live on a farm, so I don't really get that opportunity. The not having friends part, I get that, because, you know, I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. The nearest people my age are down the road, and they're, my only other option is, like, people way older than me, which is part of why I think I get along with old bastards like Tomby. But yeah. My closest options for,
Follow my lead.
community are the kids of the local crackheads, so we try to avoid them if possible. Okay, go down. What do we got? Temple of the Bloodspun Web. And we're here. We made it.
Something of interest.
Loot! Loot! Hello, Death Cultists. More junk.
None
Let's
shall
set
stand
that ladder
in
up.
my way. I did fine.
Yes, I did. Over 300 kit and ultralight airplanes destroyed that year. That sounds thoroughly rough for all parties involved. Daggers and a sword. Don't think there's anything else to loot. Oh, there is right there. But yes, we are just going through the Death Cultists local temple and snitching anything we can.
It's about time.
Okay, don't mind me if I nab all this. Vizier, let's have a chat. Saturday Halo should work. I'm gonna ping Smoo. I'll ping Tomby. I probably won't get anything out of him, but I'll ping him anyway. It will be a long playthrough starting Earth Reach. Hopefully everything works out there. A frail old... I'm really looking forward to it, DB. I really am, man. I hope everyone has a lot of fun with that one. A frail old man, gray beard tinged with blood, folds his wrinkled hands in a ritual gesture. His body is covered in scars, some old, some fresh. His eyes are sewn tightly shut. His mouth is cleft at both corners, making his jaw seem eerily snake-like. And the Lord of the Ark walked to the paths of unlife and the footsteps of the web's very first spinner. And the servants of death bowed before him, for the Daemon is the giver of life. The old man goes still, his head turned to the side. He nods towards the temple's muffled silence. Yes, yes, truth like a stream pours from your lips. We welcome him as the tenants demand. I poked Snoo for the God of War thing. We still need to round off too. Oh no, Gears of War thing. But Halo is top tier. Nostalgia is the way. Yeah, it's great. I love it. It is arguably one of the best FPS franchises ever made. Arid Hail. It is up to Halo 4, in your opinion. Yeah, I would agree with that. Up to Halo 4. Halo 5 jumps the shark hard, and Halo 4, there are arguments to be made with it. A thin blade appears in the old man's trembling hands. Although his arms are stiff and look like they can barely bend, in the next instant, the dynasty symbol is etched on his forehead, dripping in blood. With a swift, brief motion, he flicks the blood off his blade and several drops land on your face. The blood-spun web welcomes its new lord. I am the Vizier. For many years we have waited, and now you are here. We have waited. Whispers echo his words from the shadows. So you just walked my companions in here the normal way while I was forced to take that jump. The spinners guided them along a different trail. You had to take the step, for only you were meant to become the flagship's blood domin. There was no reason to test the faith of those who follow you, for this burden was for their lord to bear. I love Halo ODST, and Nathan Fillion in it is great. For me, it goes Halo, Combat Evolved. 1, 2, and 3, then Reach, then ODST as far as the ones I like most. And I know that's, you know, you like ODST, it's up against tough competition. And I do like Spartans a lot. So, you know, but there's that too. And then 4 last. The OST is awesome. It's smooth. Very smooth. Vizier, is that some sort of title? It is the name we give to the first spinner, the one who has learnt the wisdom of the tenets of the web in order to lead others. I may have a duty to instruct and spin bloody threads, but in all other ways I am as much his servant and yours as anyone else in this temple. What do you mean you have waited for many years? It was not so long ago that I made my acquaintance with the cult. As I delve into my divinations from the flesh and blood of the departed ones, I turn to a relic most ancient and priceless. It is his tarot. Inherited by the cult from the matriarch spider who spun the first thread. One of the readings I did back when I still had the strength to lead the temple and usher souls on their final journey, that was when, in the intricate tangle of destiny, I glimpsed our meeting. But when we would meet, alas, was not revealed to me. So we waited, year after year, and now the hour has come. ODST came out close to Reach as well, no? Tough competition. I think so. I wasn't really around for that, so... that would be a better question for Aridale. I wasn't paying close attention to video game releases at that time, at least. It came out post AP, but not... I'm pretty sure it's not one of the BP games. Okay. How did you manage to erect an entire temple in the middle of the ship without anyone noticing? It did. Good. Thank you, Arid Hail, for the confirmation there. Followers of the cult once inhabited the tunnels between the bay's bulkheads until the threads of fate were tangled, and a dominant of ages past gave us this compartment. We set ourselves to building spacious halls where the shadows, the images of him, and the spinners themselves would whisper of death, and thus the temple that you see began to change with a succession of viziers and the cult's generations. We are building it still, slowly but surely. Why is it that you invited me here? Death whispered your name and commanded us to honor you with a sacred ritual, but only inside the temple can the spinners perform it. The vizier is suddenly distracted by someone invisible and nods towards empty space. Yes, we are glad he has reached this place. We are glad to serve. I expected greater respect from one who's so... let's not do that. Let's do 6. I have walked the path of the matriarch spider. What now? The Song of Trailing Blood tells of a path fraught with trials. By accepting it and setting out on the path, you pass the first one, the trial of resolve, for not everyone is prepared to shun their fear and doubt, and embark on a search for the unknown, a search for death. The trial of compassion was the second one. You passed it when you put yourself, albeit briefly, in the service of another soul, a man suffering from burns. For the choice between life and death is to be made only by those willing to take responsibility for the pain of another. Hail, Sandy! It's good to see you! I despised the Forerunner stuff. I liked the Forerunner stuff, kind of. But it was, yeah, the thing is, I read the books, which kind of fix a lot of the issues with that, with what we saw in the games. But the Forerunner books, they basically threw that out immediately. Which, it's like, because it repairs the problems you get from Halo 4, and then immediately they bork that lore, because of course they did. Yeah, we've had bad storms here pretty much all week, but they've been off and on. Yeah, they should have been left extinct, probably. Or if they were going to do the Forerunner Return, it should have been, like... It should have been Born Stellar. It shouldn't have been the Erdidact. That would have been better, and he shouldn't have been the antagonist. I think that would have been a better way to do it. The Song of Trailing Blood tells of a path from... Okay, there we go. We did that. Oh, I hope you just stay safe, Aerodale. The third was the trial of justice. In assuming the role of judge for an apostate of our faith, you declared your right to influence the balance of life and death that the errant soul had upset. And the fourth was the trial of duty, for duty always leads to death. We were prepared to render our duty to the Undying One, fearless and accepting of our purpose, which is to serve him. You too have proven yourself prepared, and the 4 trials have brought you here. You hopping on Dune as well, by the way? Not sure if you're into survival stuff. Dune Awakening looks interesting, and I've enjoyed watching quite a few streamers I watch play it. But me personally, I don't know. The thing is, it's not a full-price AAA title, but I don't really have a ton of free cash at the moment due to some medical shenanigans. But at some point, I'll probably pick it up. I don't know yet is the answer on that one, DB. It's been raining and foggy all week here too. No live streams this week for me yet. I may go out in the rain tomorrow. Nice. Well, just stay safe, Sandy. Yeah, I'm not sure about Dune Awakening. The bitch of fiscal responsibility once again rearing her ugly head. Okay. Only saw a trailer, never knew the lore. Lee, my US friend, made me watch the 1984 version first. That one is better than the new ones for sure, story-wise. Yes, it is better in some ways story-wise. I do like Denis Villeneuve's visuals quite a lot. I read the books. The first... Okay, I read the first book, and then the first half of the second book, and I quit there because I had a nerd rage moment with some things in the story, and I'm not gonna go into my Dune rant here. I will not do that. I will restrain my rant on Dune, because Dune has some things that bother me a lot. It's a classic film for sure, great practical effects, and that god-awful CGI. Well, not quite CGI? I don't know what you call the weird thing they did with the shields. The path I have walked has helped me understand myself better. The Thopters do look awesome. For the tenets teach us that the lesson learned is in itself a supreme reward for one who is open to self-discovery. The vizier's sewn shut eyes seem to peer into your face, studying it. Then he turns away and speaks into empty space. Peace, my brother. The time has almost come. I see your eyes are sewn shut. Are you blind, or is that another of the cult's rituals? I was sighted for much of my life, until a disciple of mine violated the tenets, and I realized just how blind I had been. A lesson, but a bitter one. To look with one's eyes alone is to be easily fooled, but the heart cannot lie. Such is the truth, and such was my choice. I sealed my eyelids with a geas of true sight. Now I see more and better. Now that is not to say that I don't respect Dune. Okay, I respect Dune and I like Dune. The first book. But, Dune is one of those settings where I actually like its ripoffs more. Which is why I like 40K so much, probably. But I do... don't anybody in the chat take that as me bashing Dune. I do think it's cool. So, this entire conversation is another test, I imagine. A smile graces the vizier's bluish lips. The tenets command us to be prepared for all trials, corporeal and spiritual alike. Are you prepared, Dalman Drake? His mouth closes, but you can still hear his whisper. A prickling sensation in your face is making you increasingly anxious. You raise a hand to your cheek, only to realize you can't feel it. You look at your palm and see a few smudged drops of blood from the vizier's blade. A strange, serene calm envelops your body. Your fatigue subsides, and you seem to float in the air, seeing things you had not noticed before, the shadows in the corners taking on shape and color, the subdued lumen light playing on the cultists' bone masks. Are they really masks? They're tall, lean, empty-eyed wearers might as well be dead people. A chill runs down your spine. Medicaid 25. What is the meaning of this? Your heart is beating slowly, your breathing has become deeper, and your thoughts are muddled. You seem to be under the influence of a potent stimulant. The thing I missed as a plot point in the recent one was that being that came to the Emperor, the one that can fold space, massive plot point that should have been there to explain what's what. Yeah, I think they could have done a better job of explaining the navigators. Yeah. It explained the gravitas of spice. Yes. Yeah, there are things that the 1984 one does better. The Dune miniseries actually does a surprisingly good job of adapting the story. What they need to do, what someone needs to do eventually, some clever boy needs to do eventually, is combine the visuals. If I could Frankenstein a show, okay, what I would do is I'd get the visuals from the Denis Villeneuve's Dune movie. I'd get, like, the writing from the TV show-ish. And some of the visual direction of David Lynch's Dune. Which, the 1984 Dune is not really what David Lynch wanted. I'd really like to see his cut, but we're probably never going to get that to happen. You poisoned me somehow, did you not? Oh, really? I wanted to hop in on the series. Ragnar Lothbrok is in it. I didn't know that. The Dune miniseries does look... it is actually pretty decent. I've seen a couple of episodes before. My blood is infused with a concoction taken by those who follow in the thread. It is sacred and harmless to us, but for you it befogs and afflicts, and yet, Dalman Drake, you have grasped that the mind may fail the body, and the senses. This was this trial of spiritual acumen. You have passed it. Look around the temple. On one moment, the walls of Death's Sanctum grow infinitely wide. The next, they are so narrow as to make it hard to breathe. The floor dances under your feet, and the undying Emperor's statue seems to shake its head threateningly as it looks down on you. And what happens now? That is all. That is for you to tell me. You look at the Vizier, and his trembling frame seems small and insignificant. A single step is all it would take to crush him, but the visions are starting to wear off. And now the old man towers over you. The keen gaze of his sealed eyes is studying your every movement, waiting for a response. Now, you are going to initiate me as a servant of death. A servant of death, hiss the echoing whispers from the temple, and the Vizier bows his head reverentially. You have become the blood of the flagship. Now you'll become one of his faithful servants. We may not name you a spinner, for a spinner's thread demands the forsaking of one's previous life, but the blood-spun web will still accept you. The tenants allow it, but for only a Daman who has followed the trailing blood until the end. Have you heard the bullocks around Dune, though, it being Arab style and barely has any that is just silly Aerodale. Yeah, I don't... Look, the thing is, if they're going the whole cultural appropriation route, it's not. That's retarded. God. Why are people like this? Cutscene time! Upon the ritual platform, at the Undying Emperor's feet, under the keen gaze of his dark, empty eye sockets, you feel completely insignificant. Surprisingly, the thick blood pouring from his hands under your brow, chest, and shoulders is still warm. It has sand in it. That's cultural appropriation. Oh, God. That would be like claiming that Tatooine is Arab because you got people in robes. God. Why are people so stupid? I'm on a week-long vacation. I needed it. Based, Ben! I hope you've had a great vacation. I have the day off tomorrow, but it will rain here all day. Still happy to have a little break. It is rather racist, if you think about it. It's like, you're assuming a lot here. But then again, those who virtue signal the brightest have the most to hide. Death. Bowed before his image, the vizier assumes the ceremonial postures with incredible ease, his withered body moving swiftly and soundlessly. You are slowly plunged into the darkness to the sound of ritual chants and swooshing blades. Amid the noise of splashing blood and the cultist whispers, you hear the words, "Death has spoken your name, Daman Drake. Death accepts you." A familiar whisper is scratching at the periphery of your consciousness. Or is it an inner voice? Even if he hears you, what does he care? He did not save Theodora. He will not save you either. You are not his chosen one, but what if? You offer a prayer to the gods that are truly immortal, the ones who did not hold back with their gifts, the ones who are always willing to accept you. Offer a prayer to the Undying Emperor. Each word consecrated to him echoes in your temples and chests. Your veins become hot, and your blood turns into liquid flame. You have no fear in you. A whisper seems to come from above. From the Emperor's lips of stone, I see you. Could the lingering intoxication still be playing tricks on your mind? The strange rash you developed in the freight line's pestilence grows pale, and scabs over. A healing grace descends upon you. And we got our miracle. Boys and girls, we have received an Emperor's granted miracle. The vizier's voice grows suddenly thunderous and snaps you out of your reflections. Death has accepted you, Daman Drake. Now and for all time, you are the Blood Warden and the Undying One's most venerable servant. So, the ritual is complete. The ritual is complete, but you are not. The vizier gestures for one of the cultists, who is carefully holding a strange garment, to come closer. For years, we've maintained fealty to the Domini. We have collected sacred symbols and relics. You are the first in 3 generations of lords and ladies to grace this sanctum. You are the first of them all to be initiated, so we are grateful. We are uplifted in spirit. Hear our exaltation and accepted this gift of a vestment sewn from the bones of his faithful with the threads of death. Spinner's ritual vestments can be equipped. I'll take that. The cultist whispers prayers to the Undying One as they help you change your clothes and regain your faculties. Cool.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Gentlemen, it is time to go. Right. Okay, Flagship's Blood, first bit of the Spikey quest is done. Death Cultist, a spinner. His face, covered in carved bleeding glyphs, makes a respectful gesture of invitation. Let me show you the way, Dalman. Show me the way. Void Ship Bridge. Alright. Quest down. Now we need to move on. Okay, I think we have, like, 2? Oh. Now you're a cultist. Yes. The thing is, if you hang around there for a while, you actually overhear Henrix and what's her name have a conversation about how he's basically looked over the cult and been like, I'm very happy to find out that you aren't actually a bunch of corn-worshipping chaos cultists. Because that's a common problem with death cults in the Imperium. They rapidly go from, hey, we're killing the enemies of mankind, to blood for the God Emperor and skulls for the Golden Throne, to quote Darktide. Which, yeah. They actually mean is blood for the Blood Gods, skulls for the Skull Throne.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
We're not a cult. We're an organization that promotes love and...
Yeah, this is it.
Yep. Yeah. Literally both of those are perfect. Janice. Got all of our colony rewards now. Oh. I want to do a little bit more side questing before we get to the Spikey Boys, because we are going to get to the Spikey Boys tonight, damn it. Lord Captain, there's been a tragedy on Dargonis. Governor Driveston has been dedicating most of his time to restoring the astropathic choir lost to the warp storms. But the psychers he assembled were struck down by an unknown affliction. They heard something, and it cast them into madness. The astropaths lost sleep, started clawing at their skin to the flesh, and muttering gibberish, and eventually went completely berserk. They had to be eliminated, and now only a few, the most resilient astropaths, are holding the connection to our Dargonis, but how long will it last? Where did the former astropaths come from, and how can we get more of them? I received complaints that Governor Driveston has devastated the minor astropathic choirs of the Protectorate. He scaled them down by almost half through blatant abuse of his authority. To take more people from these choirs would mean depriving ourselves of connections from other worlds. We could try to hire sanctioned psychers from other domains, but they will be few, as the road to the Imperium is perilous. We can also try getting by with the resources that are already available to us by seeking out fugitive astropaths and having them train psychically active citizens of the Protectorate who show promise. A most regrettable violation of his laws, but considering our grave situation, heresy. I like heresy. However, we should probably have a word with my advisors. Astropaths are among the most finely trained servants in the Imperium, who've beheld the light of the Emperor himself and gained a special bond with our master. I strongly advise the rogue trader to recruit only sanctioned psychers who are capable of keeping their talents in check. If there are not enough, the Inquisition will assist you in locating and acquiring more. Your lordship, Lady Theodora, not only had enemies in the Expanse, but friends as well. Those who she helped out, rescued, and saved. I think these people can offer a helping hand. Among them are several powerful planetary rulers who possess both astropaths and a deep respect for your family name. There are a lot of psychers on my home planet, Leara. Lord Captain, do you know why? There we are not despised, persecuted, or enslaved on the black ships. There we are sheltered from raids, educated and respected. Of course, it's all done in secrecy from outsiders, but I can suggest which rulers to contact. Maybe the von Valencius family name will be enough to make a deal and obtain a letter and a better trained group of astropaths than some criminal rabble. I am counting on the help of the Inquisition, Henrix. That sounds like the best option. We can count on the Inquisition to give people who aren't going to suddenly explode out the asshole into a chaos portal. That would be good. You will get your astropath. The Von Valencius dynasty is too important for us to turn a blind eye to it in its time of need. A wave of armed skirmishes and detentions swept across the expanse. Ships carrying powerful captives have brought the new astropath acquired to Dargonis. Not even the most influential rulers could resist the fearsome agents of the Inquisition, who requisitioned their valuable servants to meet the needs of the Von Valencius dynasty. There has been no recurrence of the disastrous astropathic madness, but the new astropaths have all reported hearing strange whispers ever since their first day on the planet. For good reason. That's not that great of an axe. Profit factor. Touched by holiness. That'll give us compliancy. Bonfires of righteousness. That gets us epiphany, but it's not that good of a sword, but it does give us extra security. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, 1 second. Compliancy. Efficiency, that'll drive the cliency down. Let's not do that. Motive forces life. And it doesn't block anything. Accepted that. Kiabagama. Secrets of the Winter Scales. Don't think that actually costs us anything, but we'll try it out. See what we can get there. Get a blurb for those astropaths. Well, if you've got the Screams of the Damned handy, that would probably work. Okay. J. Journal. Contracts. Let's check contracts real quick. What we got? What have we got here? Promethium and chemicals in exchange for people. Find the Eldari cache. Cache. Let's open that up. Dagran's belt.
Oh my god. What happened to your eyes?
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Yeah. It's a little too accurate, actually. We could go down and finish up that bit for Fresno, but... Actually, we should probably go do that real quick. We need to go have a chat with Commander Fresno of the local enforcers. He'll keep the rabble in line and keep them thoroughly suppressed so that they all be good little brick drones for the rest of their productive lives. When they reach the end of that, they'll probably be ground up into the corpse paste and stuffed into that gigantic soup pot, now that I'm thinking about it, which is kind of fucked up. Okay, I stand corrected. That's not kinda, that's very fucked up. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, there are people who are like, it's not! No, it is, okay? Chat. Event Horizon is the prequel to 40K. Okay? That is what that's basically what happened the first time humanity opened a portal into the warp. We want to go faster than the speed of light. We don't have a Geller field. We're gonna open a warp portal. We're gonna send our ship through. Ship pops back. Oh, and it's full of demons. And warp predators. Yeah. Event Horizon. Basically the canonical prequel to 40K. A word. Edic Fresno. Where is he? Where is the wee rascal? Fresno, a word. A word, sir. Captain Fresno has acquired a few wounds since your last conversation. Having his ears gone, you notice that he is wearing bloody bandages under his uniform. Seeing you, he quickly injects himself with a stimulant and straightens up. How may I serve you? Were you in a shootout? Yes, there's been a raid on a local gang. We finally cleared out the scoundrels who were smuggling goods to a neighboring compartments. No one escaped. Did someone say Event Horizon? Sam Neill sighting. Yes! Sandy, yes. Arid Hale dropped an Event Horizon blurb. We finally cleared out the scoundrels who were smuggling goods to neighboring compartments. No one escaped. Fresno permits himself a brief smile of grim satisfaction. I finished inspecting this bay. Iconoclast. The workers are to be provided with everything they need to service the freight line properly. Food and medicine will be delivered to the bay, and you are to demote any enforcers found to be... What will this cost me? Oh. Well, we do have both of those.
Oh my god. What happened to your eyes?
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Yeah, I saw your essay on Event Horizon. It was very good. I fucking love that movie so much. The workers are to be provided... food and medicine... Okay. Okay. Educated labor. Iconoclast +3. Gained orders understood. I was attacked. Who dared? There were thieves in the technical rooms. I have already dispatched them. And I encountered mutants in the pestilence pit. They seem to be under the influence of unholy powers. Thieves, I just had an enforcer hanged for dealing with a local gang. I'd hoped the lesson had been learned. By the Emperor, Lord Captain, why must you be so unconcerned with your own safety? It's our duty to find and shoot lawless scum. Throne, you are going to become the best enforcer in the bay at this rate. You went to the pestilence pit. You into the pestilence pit. Fresno stares off into the distance as he speaks. Pardon me, Lord Captain, I can't even begin to find the words I would use if I had to tell the masters-at-arms that you had perished there. He rubs his head and his temples wearily.
Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god!
And skulls for the skull throne bend over. The enforcers do regular checks to see if there are any dangerous, blight-stricken rejects hiding at the bottom of the bay. I implore you, Lord Captain, leave this job to us. Enforcers have been appropriating ration cards from workers returning from their shifts. Why is that? Are you short on provisions? The compartment has just enough food to avoid starvation, Lord Captain. This is why enforcers are making sure that no serf has more cards than they're supposed to. They used to rip out people's tongues for it, but I reduced the punishment to simply beating the thieves and confiscating all their cards. The orders are to give these cards to workers who are starving due to a lack of work shifts. Not that it helps them much, but it's better than nothing. Fresno scoffs. They're enforcers guilty of misappropriating the confiscated items. Yes. Do those caught stealing receive severe punishment? Absolutely. Tell me about the station. I have learned enough. Okay. End dialogue. Complete. I tend to like films about mad obsession. Jaws, Wrath of Khan, The Black Hole. Yes, I said The Black Hole, also very underrated. I don't think I've seen that movie. Sandy.
Victory
Doesn't ring any
awaits.
bells. Off the top of my head. I may have seen it. Thing is, I watched a lot of movies I do not remember. Event Horizon takes the madman obsession and infects the minds of many of the other characters. Too many layers. Yeah. So the thing is, if you like that, Sandy, I would actually suggest that you check out one of my favorite books featuring mad obsession, The Sea Wolf. I have read that one, I'm pretty sure. Sandy, I would suggest you actually check out the Eisenhorn books. Eisenhorn, and then you need to read Ravener. It's the Disney kids film from the 80s, Maximilian and Bob. There was a miniseries made of it, too. The thing is, Sandy, if you read the Ravener books, for example, Ravener's obsession with completing his mission... I'm not going to spoil it, but it goes pretty far. Ernest Borgnine, love Jack London. Yep, Jack. Oh, that was that Jack London book. I do remember that. I remember reading it. I can't remember anything about the plot. It's been years. Many, many years. For me. Yeah, the Ravener books. They're Warhammer 40k. Ravener and Eisenhorn. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it because they're really good, but growing more unhinged, and the captain growing more unhinged and obsessed as his brain is taken over by cancer. Yeah. Okay, that is the book I do remember. It's all coming back to me now. A scheduled service in the ship's chapel was interrupted in the most profane manner. The images of saints and martyrs depicted on the altarpiece started to move and stepped down from the canvas. The congregation was filled with terror, and dozens perished in the stampede. The illusion disappeared on its own, but it claimed several priests and altar attendants. It is said that their frenzied shrieks can still be heard echoing under the vaults of the chapel during prayer. Okay, well that's thoroughly unpleasant. Yeah. Also, the Eisenhorn and Ravener books explore how how Inquisitors work in a very interesting way. Because the Inquisition has a ton of conflicting ideologies, beliefs, tons of stuff. Eredhale read Phelan. The loneliness and solitude of the sea plays into those stories too. Worst things happen at sea, and later that mindset is taken into space. During the warp journey, the augurs discovered a strange object that had been following the rogue trader's void ship for several hours. Judging by the distorted telemetry, it was a strangely shaped vessel of Xenos origin. The unidentified pursuer tried to approach the void ship several times, allowing the augurs to observe the shimmering energy sails unfurled among the shifting currents of the warp. The strange chase ended after the mysterious ship vanished in the Sea of Souls. The Materium releases from its grasp this time. That's part of the plot to the movie Pandorium as well. I've heard of that one. I don't think I've seen it. Warp travel. I want to go there. And it all started with Moby Dick. That book I have read. I have read Moby Dick several times, actually. In several different versions. We need to go... Actually, let me see. Load game. We're going to load this. Save right here. Because we need to go back a ways before... We must go back to go forward. You must go back to go forwards. South to go north. East to go west. My favorite version of...
None shall stand in my way.
My favorite version of Moby Dick is the one with Gregory Peck. Mr. Starbuck. He does the batshit insane captain a little too well.
I rise to the occasion.
Let me see. I want to try something here, chat. there is something I'm looking for. If I remember correctly, if we look at all the things in here, there is a weapon we can actually yoink out. Queequeg is the best character. I like the Simpsons version. Oh. What is this relic next to you? The initiate looks over at the sarcophagus. The skeleton within is clutching an orb made of many tightly fitted hoops covered in glyphs. A mysterious object, but undeniably a holy one. It was donated by a group of pilgrims who studied the legacy of the great missionary Nidane Alenikov. They believed there was something inside that only someone truly righteous was meant to have. One of the pilgrims was so desperate to witness the moment of the orb's opening that they bequeathed their body to us. Open the reliquary. I am going to solve the mystery of the orb. Initiate Zek opens the lock and hands you the orb. Someone has already moved the hoops around, trying to rearrange the letters into meaningful sentences. It will only take a few more rotations for the herb to cleanly split into 4 parts, each with its own question. The answers should presumably be formed using adjoining hoops. Yeah, I agree with Pete. The Gregory Peck one is superb. Or Khan quoting Melville while attacking the Enterprise from Hell's Heart. I stab at thee. Yeah. My light reaches everywhere. The greedy will see me in gold, the scholars in humanity's cradle, but only the righteous will see me within their souls. Emperor. For better or worse, something clicks inside the orb. Form the question in the orb's second quarter. I am within every human, and my loss is feared, for without me comes the end. But give me to the Emperor, and you will be eternal. Soul. Another soft click comes from within the orb. Form the question in the orb's third quarter. I am poison, I am perdition, I am disgrace. Burn me down, eradicate me, or perish, rejected by the Emperor. Heretic? With a click, the hoop settles into place. Form the question in the orb's remaining quarter. And your body, mind and soul, you must possess me. I am no mere absence of stains. I bring you closer to him.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
That's like the best Christmas Carol is the George C. Scott one. Scrooge, Patton, all the same. No, man, I really need to do a recommendation of Patton. I have a physical copy floating around here somewhere. Patton is one of my favorite movies of all time. Purity? I remember jiggling around with this forever, and I'm going to try and... Let's see if we can't figure this out, and by figure it out, I mean our Lord and Savior Google will help us. Let's see if we can't perform a little tech heresy. Well, let's try this again one more time. Emperor... Soul... Heretic... And... Purity isn't it. It just missed the top 10 when Stasis and I did our biography films. It's a great film and performance. When you have an actor who gets surgery to change his face so he can look more like Patton, that's dedication. I don't care what else about that film. That man was... That is just... Hats off, dude. That is absolutely amazing. Loyalty isn't it either. throne. Blood. Weakness.
The machine god grants me insight.
Follow
There
my
is a
lead.
big power mall in here you can get, if I remember correctly.
What is that?
What? What on earth is this? Can I press that button again? No.
I'll lay claim
What about
to
over
the
here? Is there
stars.
anything good here I can fondle? No. Yeah. I love Patton. Let me see. Confessor Adelblart. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't know how to open that, but we could, in theory, figure out a way to do it. Let's see. Imperium and Victim, the shards of an unknown Angevin Crusade warrior's twin blades returned from pirate captivity by the grace of the Emperor. Wait. Hold up. You stand there. Okay. One person's...
Do you require
No!
inquisitorial approval?
Get up there.
Fascinating
You stand there.
Stratagem.
I tire of idleness.
When the faithful are idle,
I'm always ready.
I'm restless.
Okay, go stand on that. Morgan,
We
you stand
shall
there.
prevail.
Okay, so one person stands there, one person stands there. What about here? There's gotta be something else we need to find. Augurator Tech Priest.
It's about
Oh,
time.
oh, I get it. I get it now. For a prayer. Okay, so there's got to be another pressure plate somewhere.
Ready for data input.
What about...
Knowledge is eternal.
As far as favorite biographical movies, I like October Sky. Okay, there's gotta be... There's gotta be something I'm missing. Is there a way? What's interactable? Is there anything interactable? Wait, servitor.
This master-crafted patella augment is not fit for a servitor.
Okay, this is really bugging me.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
I tire of idleness. Let's move.
I'm at your service.
Adelblard, go stand there. Main
Doubt
character,
is full for
press
the
that,
weak.
please. Back when it was called Rockin' Boys before they changed the title to tie into the movie. Okay, let's try this. Can we get the power mall down? No,
Victory
we can't.
awaits.
However, not from there. there either. Let's have a chat with him. Okay, there's power cables running from here to here to here. What am I missing? I have to be a total snob in this category. My favorite is Amadeus. I don't think I've seen that one or read that one either.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Blast it all. Where is the freaking opening for this? There's got to be something I'm missing. Okay, the Aquila, a fragment. Maybe there's an order to it. I think there might be an order to it. Okay. Step off here.
Join me in prayer.
Wait.
Shall prevail.
You. Stand there, please.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
You stand there,
Remember,
and you
innocence
stand there.
proves
I would
nothing.
bet you.
Blood is my
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking, my cardiovascular augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure.
This does bother me. I hate puzzles because I'm terrible at them. Well, terrible at them at this late hour. Sometimes when I have a full night's sleep and I'm not functioning on like 4 hours, and I've had enough coffee to kill most normal men,
A new challenge for me?
I can figure puzzles out. But most puzzles, I tend to brute force. Furia. That one bothers me. There's got to be something I'm missing here. Something important. That's actually very fit music for this particular occasion, considering this is a cathedral. Ship's cathedrals are very different in 40k from the normal ones. The normal, like, cathedrals in 40k on, like, hive cities. As far as musical biographical movies, I liked La Bamba, and more recently, Hitsville, The Making of Motown. That's from Amadeus. Interesting. Lord Captain's quarters. Hive cities have cathedrals that are the size of basically some towns. Like, if you want scale, this is the one thing I think 40k does better than any other science fiction or fantasy setting, and that is scale. La Bamba was also on my honorable mentions list. Interesting. Mozart was a weird dude. Mozart was a weird dude. And got involved with a lot of people you wouldn't think he would get involved with, if I remember correctly. I can't remember if it was Mozart, but it was one of those composers who was actually like childhood friends with Marie Antoinette. I was like, what the fuck? Embodied the line that there is a very fine line between genius and crazy. That's certainly the case with Beethoven. I didn't know that about Mozart. Speaking of, definitely crazy. Okay. There's nothing else to do in here, I don't think. We've unlocked anything. Got the vault there. Well, looks like we're clear. Okay. Clear, 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 clear. This house is clear. but I will admit, my knowledge on classical composers is not particularly up to date. I think the last time I really went down that kind of a rabbit hole was several years ago. Like 4 or 5, I think. I remember doing some reading about 99% of what was written about Marie Antoinette is false, Sandy. Like the whole let them eat cake thing, that's completely apocryphal. As far as we are aware, that didn't happen. Okay, let's make sure we get that. Secrets of the Winter Scales done. Complete and utter horse pocky. That blocks nothing, gives us... Oh, but that'll yank the last few weapons we have away from us. +8. Oh, wait, that will give us weapons. Oh, well, in that case... Do it. It's not going to take us in any... blocks flawless servitors. What does that give us? Mechanisms. We don't need mechanisms. We need guns. Guns! Lots and lots of guns. And as far as I've been able to find, yeah, the whole let them eat cake thing, completely 100% apocryphal. Which is weird. It's very weird. Touched by holiness. That doesn't block anything. We'll take it. Okay, we've tickled everyone's fancy that we can there without going into chemicals. We have 9 chemicals. We can afford to do that. Efficiency. Rewritten by your enemies. Yeah, many such cases. Pillars of Verdice. Let's travel.
Guns. Lots of guns.
We need to visit this system while we're out here because I need to collect as much as I can. Ah, Harrock's Rim Station. Okay, scan this. Like, a lot of... That reminds me of Niccolo Machiavelli, because I enjoyed... Like, I don't know if you've read Machiavelli's The Prince. Machiavelli, after reading The Prince, I can firmly say, everything said about Machiavelli from other people that I've ever heard is complete and utter bullshit. Like, Machiavelli was actually really smart. Like, not... And not, like, in an... Oh, he's smart in an evil kind of way. Like, if you actually read what he's saying, it's like... This makes sense. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with a lot of what he has to say, because what he has to say is coming from a worldview that I do not agree with. But a lot of what he is saying, if it was applied in the way he said it, it's very intelligent advice. Like, you know, hey, you know, it's... In a lot of cases, being loved is great, but in a lot of cases, you're not going to be... Yeah, it's just, The entire term Machiavellian is the opposite of what it is. Yeah, it's just... It just makes me so mad, because if you actually read what he's saying, it's really smart. And it's very well-reasoned, but no one seems to pay attention to that part for some fucking reason. Like, he advises simple things like, don't make your taxes too high, don't, you know, don't encourage infighting, don't hire mercenaries, don't import mercenaries. Although I will say that the one chapter of, you know, how states are ruined on the count of women, it's like, interesting, bro. It seems to me that you might, It's right here on my shelf next to Art of War. I need to get a physical copy of both of those. The Art of War is really good too, but by the Art of War runs into the problem that a lot of older books do now, because it's kind of ruined for a lot of modern people, I think, because what it advises is so like, oh, it's elementary by today's standards. But at the time, like when it's written, it's revolutionary. You know. The augurs have detected the remnants of an ancient mining ship that crashed on the planet. It looks like it was carrying equipment and settlers to a new mining site. Searching the ship might prove useful, but it carries certain risks. Conduct search. Athletics test succeeded. The search team was able to retrieve the last surviving extractum from under the debris. They suffered no losses and returned to the ship triumphant. Yay. Another thing I would suggest people read is actually read it, because it's not that long. Oh, that's that Inquisition. We're not doing that tonight, chat. I have a strong predilection to avoid getting fondled too deeply by chaos, if possible. Okay, Herex Rim Station. Is there anything good there? We welcome your lordship to Harrock's Rim, our humble trading station. I am Pontius Lockton, here to offer our highborn guests only the finest wares and special ship modules. The helmsman's snort is heard over the internal Vox channel. A trading station. Pull the other one. Everyone in the Expanse knows that this is a pirate den, where they peddle the stolen plunder. But to be fair, they never touch the customers, which is probably why they're still alive. What rumors have been flying lately? Same old, rampaging pirates, nefarious smugglers.
I will be doing the fondling, I will not be getting fondled. Okay, I find that acceptable.
Highly acceptable in this case. Xenos preying on lone ships. The valiant Imperial Navy alone fights them all, and we thank the God Emperor that we can enjoy its protection. I wish to upgrade, perhaps you're interested in macro cannons. Solid, robust, and in very good condition. You'll crush any enemy with their power at your side. You have a deal. Oh, that was not wise. Let's see if that's actually any good. Void ship management. Upgrade RAM. He ripped me off. 26 people watching now. How about getting Pete to 700 subs? Yes, please. If you all could be persuaded to drop a subscription on the channel, it would be greatly appreciated because it would help me out a lot. Thank you all very much. It's not required, but it is greatly appreciated, especially if you enjoy watching these streams. Ah, that's going into the trash. It was absolute garbage. Oh. I'm very tempted to... And here, Natty. There you go. Chart new routes. We got 3. Perfect. Okay. We visit the system real quick, and then we're going to do something extremely dangerous. Excessively dangerous, one might even say. Okay, we need to explore this. Grab that. I think that might be a burning world, which will give us some profit factor. Well, you should be able to see what I have done. That just jumped to 30. Hello, everyone. Oh, well, it hasn't updated on my screen, but thank you all. You have been wrenched. I winged you from a distance. I may need to do that for Deal Breaker shortly as well. You're here often enough, Sandy. I figured, why not? Examine the rings. The giant rings on the planet surface can be observed even from orbit. It has emerged that this planet has a native species of insect similar to Terran ants. Just like ants, they sometimes form so-called death spirals, in which one creature follows another without realizing they're going in circles. These were the rings discovered by the ship's observers. The strange phenomenon that was originally suspected to be a sign of warp activity or nefarious Xenos activity turned out to be a quirk of nature, and a tragic one at that. That's horrific. So they just went around in circles till they died. That is very 40k. Provisions. We have 15 provisions. We don't need more provisions. What do we got here? The void ship remains. Lord Captain, the augurs determine who the ship... Oh man, I've seen one of those before. In IRL, Aerodale? Carpenter ants. Ah! That makes sense. The augurs cannot determine who the ship we are approaching belongs to, but the telemetry reveals it is an Imperium vessel. The hull is badly damaged, but there is air in some of the chambers, which means they are hermetically sealed. What are your orders concerning this discovery? Send out the order to prepare my troops for boarding. I will personally take part in the exploratory expedition. Okay. Region, Scenarius Maleficum. Location, Agathis Archides. Material, extract from unofficial news sheet, window on the bridge distributed on the middle decks, recorded by unknown. Note, the veracity of the recounted events is questionable. We who walked down the bay passes the same passageways in the same day after day, who are born, live, and die to the hum of the ship's machines, we forever hunger for the smallest glimpse of another life, and for a chance to see the heroes who tirelessly fight for us and for the glory of the Imperium. So let us have a tale about the Lord Captain, by the will of the Emperor, the guardian and commander of every good and honest soul upon this void ship. In the time he boarded a vessel named the Fireborn. Like a dead whale cast ashore by the inexorable force of the swell, the wrecked vessel was a confronting sight for its unwitting visitors. Some bays still retained an atmosphere, but there was no life anywhere. The ship was dead. Its machine spirits dissipated in the darkness of space. It was just the husk left, and the rogue trader's crew were to become scavengers, swarming the carcass of a fallen Leviathan. Our Lord Captain oversaw the expedition personally. He decided... Yeah, these parts are some of the best in the game. This is where you really get the writing shown off. Tech use. To train the penetrating gaze of the augur arrays on the damaged ship. The augur's keen eyes scanned the eerie vessel, identifying that the void ship was gravely damaged and was in the process of final erosion. There was little time to explore it. 3 sectors seemed the least damaged: the bridge, the middle deck, and the service bay. After exchanging a series of trills and warbles in their mysterious and ancient language, the tech priests responsible for the augurs reported to the Lord Captain that they had glimpsed signs of valuable components in operation in the service bay. The Lord Captain's next step was to Hey LJ, good to see you, my man. Long time no see, my dude. Hope you're having a good day, my man. I hope the wife and kid are doing well. And I hope you're doing excellently as well. Have Idira tell us, feel out of course. An unholy psyker she may be, but even souls as dark as hers submit to the Lord Captain's will. With hostile eyes upon her, Idira sank into a trance. When she resurfaced, she reported that the ship had been a victim of the warp. The bridge had suffered worst of all. It was the section that provoked the greatest anxiety and trepidation in the psyker. The service bay was the least damaged, though Idira spoke of it with no particular interest. The Lord Captain's next step was to turn his attention to the scout units, waiting instructions. The Lord Captain had decided which of the 3 teams he would lead, and which 2 would be entrusted to their officers. Let here be known the names of those honest people who stood before our rogue trader in that moment. The taciturn and grave Young Ho Son, whose word was as firm as his handshake, Captain Veste, whose jokes will still be remembered by everyone on decks 3 to 5, Captain Matania, the senior officer of the 3rd unit, known to many as Grey Matania. She had been leading units back when the current crop of scouts were snot-nosed kids. No one on deck was in any doubt that navigating inside the wreck would be difficult. The units would be separated by kilometers of twisted metal, dead modules devoid of atmosphere, collapsed passageways, and hull breaches the size of a house. The only thing connecting the brave teams would be the delicate thread of a Vox link. And so, after weighing the options, the Lord Captain chose to go with Grey Matania and her people whose target was the service bay. From here on, we will relate the events based on what we have learned from witnesses, the people who accompanied the Lord Captain on the tour of the Dread Ship. Hello to the 33 people watching. Welcome. Yes, thank you all very much. And we are up to 100 views total on this 103 views total on this live stream. I stand corrected. Pretty good after a tornado scare. The shuttles started up one after another and dispersed, each heading for its selected target. An hour spent on cutting through the hull in the freezing vacuum of space, a fussy boarding, and then finally the rogue trader stepped onto the cold, dark deck of the dead ship. The light of the torches revealed a sign in the gloom: Fireborn. After a minute exchange with the Voxmaster, who quickly checked the archives, it was established that the dead vessel was that of Captain Nova Van Dyne. Van Dyne? Any relation to a Casper Van Dyne, perchance? Registered at a Kiavagama port. Grey Matania said a prayer appropriate to the situation, then she looked expectantly at the Lord Captain, awaiting for orders. Lore Imperium 40. We are at 70, we will succeed this. Knowing the typical layout of service bays, the Lord Captain directed the scouts to where the valuable components would be found. Lore Imperium test succeeded. From here on, we will relate the events based on what we have learned from witnesses, the people who accompanied the Lord Captain on the tour of the Dread Ship. The Captain's assessment proved to be correct. After a thorough ship, as all searches conducted by Grey Matania were, the scouts found undamaged components and marked them for later dismantling. Salvaged Omni processors, X-15, hallowed targeting cogitators, bottles of extravagant perfume, and 69 experience. Continue. Sounds crackled from the Vox speakers, and a light on the casing switched on, signaling a message coming in on the first unit's frequency. Commander Yang Ho Son calmly reported that his unit was making satisfactory progress towards the ship's bridge. This was followed by a message from the second unit, which was on the crew deck. The Vox speakers crackled, preparing to connect with the unit's commander, Captain Vesti. The words that came through sounded muffled, as though the person on the other end wasn't speaking directly into the Vox, but accidentally pressing the transmit button while occupied with something else. Never seen anything like it. It's beautiful. Hold on. What? Wait, what is it? Is it moving? The pale-faced Captain Matania barked out a stream of orders, telling the unit to close ranks around the rogue trader and prepare for trouble, but then the yelling from the Vox turned to laughter. "Ha ha, gotcha, old cattle," boomed a voice from the speaker. It belonged to Captain Vesti, the commander of the unit exploring the deck. "Don't panic, we're all good here. Not a thing to report. I hope where you are is just as uneventful." White with anger, Captain Matania turned to the rogue trader. "Captain Vesti has a unique sense of humor. I strongly suggest your lordship take him in hand." The Lord Captain reprimanded Captain Vesti for his flippancy and demanded a report on his unit's progress. Captain Vesti reported that his unit's foray had so far proceeded without incident, mystical or otherwise. They had found no survivors from the ship's crew, or bodies for that matter. However, the unit had encountered a problem. The passage leading to the deck section with the arsenal and storage depot was seriously damaged, especially the power cables. Proceeding further could be dangerous. Logic 15, and we have 102, so yeah, that's definitely a skill check we'll pass. After consulting his officers, the Lord Captain, issued new orders for Vesti's unit. Vesti's unit head off to carry out their orders while the rogue trader and his team continued on. It is pretty funny. It reminds me of that one scene from the Beyonders series by Brandon Mull. I don't know if anyone in chat read those back when they were younger. Probably not. There aren't a whole lot of people my age down there. But there's a scene in there where the one guy gets... They're exploring this wreck. It's a very similar situation to this. And he suddenly freezes up, turns towards the main character, and is like, "Kill me!" And the main character and the other characters freak out, and he's like, "No, I'm just kidding." The voice of young Hosun reaches the Lord Captain's ears once again. The first unit's captain soberly reported that as people were proceeding to the bridge, the ensuing deathly silence alerted the Lord Captain that something was wrong. Following the gazes of his team, he saw that the unit's dispatcher, who was carrying the large Voxcaster with the antennae and transmitter, was lagging far behind the rest of the group, and the transmission indicator was dark. There were no incoming messages. Even if there had been, Son's voice couldn't have sounded so close as if the dispatcher, or Son himself, were standing right next to the rogue trader. "Son here, Unit 1, proceeding to the bridge," said the voice again. Now it seemed to be coming from all sides, drawing in from the left and the right, from under the deck, and even from somewhere among the mess of cables. The Lord Captain summoned all his willpower to resist the illusion. Willpower test succeeded. The Lord Captain managed not only to maintain his control, but also to keep the terrified unit from veering into outright panic. Led by the rogue trader, the scouts hurriedly retreated to the shuttle, pursued by their comrade's disembodied voice, which continued to repeat the same brief message. After returning to the shuttle, Drake received reports about Fireborn's status. The tech priests, who had relentlessly pierced the wreckage with the augur's gaze, insisted on curtailing the operation as soon as possible. Fearing imminent destruction, there were also reports from the other two units. The second unit has succeeded in moving through the danger zone and returned from the shuttle with a valuable payload taken from the dead ship's stores. Augurs and Vox systems proved equally useless. The first unit, which had been exploring the bridge, had vanished without a trace, almost as if the dead ship had swallowed them whole. The scout and their commander, Young Hosun, had simply disappeared, joining the thousands of crew members lost aboard the Fireborn. There is some definite warp fuckery afoot there. Yeah, that's chaos related. The units assembled at the shuttles, and the Lord Captain gave the final order of this expedition. Hold a service for the fallen scouts. Led by Sister Argentia, the scouts built the funeral pyres. Old metal barrels and small shipping containers served as a temple brazier. In the wavering but warm light illuminating their faces, the scouts listened as the sister sang a prayer for the departed. Little by little, the listeners' terrified, weary gazes brightened. As they heard the sister's words, understanding dawned on the survivors. Death dogged the footsteps of everyone, but there is a destiny higher than death. They should always remember that. That is the reason to keep going. Time was up. The scouting party returned to their ship with one last look at the Fireborn. The rogue trader gave the order to fire upon the dead vessel at range, for that which was born in fire should also perish in fire. So there's just a random space Vulcan system. Yeah, this is not... That system is one I would avoid at all costs in future. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go down here, warp travel real quick. Ah, damn it. A mysterious sickness struck the clan living in one of the macro cannon chambers. The disease quickly spread, causing the afflicted to writhe with unbearable stomach cramps and expire after several hours of agony. Before the officers could react, the neighboring clans took the issue into their own hands and flooded the chamber with carbon monoxide. The macro cannons were put back in service, and the vigilantes were punished for subjecting the rogue trader's servants to mob justice. That's thoroughly unpleasant. Quick save there. We do have a route open. Enemies of humanity have been spotted aboard the ship Warp Beasts, have enthralled the crew in charge of one of the macro cannons and massacred those who resisted the heresy. The Lord Captain is their only hope. Combat time. Don't need you, do need you. Let's take Henrik's, actually. 1 second, chat. I'm gonna do something real quick here. Here we go. Okay, before we get into a fight, let's buff the ranks here. Strength and weapon skill is 50. Fellowship is not as high as I'd like it to be.
This will all end in tears, I just know it.
Probably, Arid Hell. Tears, death, and misery, most likely. That would be a sufficiently 40k ending to this sad tale. Lore Imperium, Lore Xenos. We're going to buff Lore Xenos for events that are soon to come, which I will not spoil. Ballistic skill, weapon skill, and then we're going to go to perfect timing. She's going to get a buff to weapon skill because her weapon skill is kind of crap. Better to die for the Emperor. Agility is high enough. Where's that? Agility, intelligence, strength, toughness. Toughness is not bad. Strength is not bad. Weapon skill, also not bad. Perception's pretty high. Let's give her weapon skill. Buff that because she needs to be able to hit fairly hard. I was really hoping to get to the bit with the Drakari tonight, but I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. Awareness, athletics. Let's buff her athletics. She's going to need that later. He needs strength. It's not that high. Let's buff toughness. And then we're going to go to tech use is at 140. Logic is 102. Metacase at 65. Let's go to athletics. Give him a little bit more there. Coercion, carouse. Lore Imperium, 30. Persuasion, 40. Commerce, Medicate, Demolition, Lore Warp. Lore Warp higher. And his toughness is 40. Willpower, 60. Okay, let's just make sure everyone has the right loot equipped at the moment. You've got a Melta Ultima. Oh, that's more powerful than the Melta. Oh. Okay. And that's more powerful than the multi-Melta. Have a plasma gun, Pascal.
I like big butts, I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When around things in your face, you get...
I'm more of a tits man, but sure. Add to cargo. Casing chest plate, that can go. We don't need it. Armor of the Undaunted. But this armor looks so good, though. Wait, can we give that to Cabela? Bet it would be better than her current armor by a lot. Yes, it would. Here you go. There you go, Kibbles. Good lord, that armor is... Yep. Yep, that's nice. Okay. Headhunter's Light Carapace. How is everyone doing? If you're enjoying the stream, drop a like and subscribe. We're here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. CST. There are also streams on Sundays featuring War Thunder starting at 3 p.m. CST. Yes, indeed, Aerodale. And I hope everyone in chat is having an excellent evening. Oh, we need to distribute. We need to distribute very important things. Nades. Grenades. Not Mind Scrambler.
How you doing, Bubba J? I'm doing pretty good!
Indeed. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Rip. Okay, you need to have healing dropped into your storage. Don't want to give him a Chirurgeon's med kit. Let's switch that out for an Eldari grenade. He's good there, and I'm going to actually have you switch out your weapons, because I don't think you need those. Wait, I can give him a bolter? Oh. I could give him a bolter. Or an Alpha's Arc Rifle. But considering that we're going to probably be pretty close in for most of this fight, I could... Oh, there's so many questions. So many options, so little time. Here, Edelblurd, have a multi-melter. Good God. Look at that thing, chat. It's like he's holding a, like one of those really big suitcases, but it's got gun barrels on the end. Okay, what's your current chainsword? Elite, 14 to 17, 12 to 16. Is there a sword we could give you that would be better? Yes, there is. There is a sword we could give you that would be better. Ooh, and it's a power sword. Karkala's Honor. I forgot I got that. And let's give that chainsword. Kibbles. Kibberstein. 7 to 12. Have a better sword. Ah, there we go. Always like a woman with a sword. I mean the bladed weapon, chat. Get your head out of the gutter. Good lord. And it's burning for no random reason. Ironically, the recoil wouldn't be too bad because it weighs a ton. Well, yeah. Oh, Bloodletter of Corn. Oh, that's a lot of demons. That is a lot of demons. Ah, the poor bastards. They have us surrounded. Henrix, over here, please. Gibbles, down there. Argentia. Over. Hey, Blurred. Right in there, please. Argentia and her ability to dodge. There's a parry.
I will not die in dishonor.
Fire's annoying. Fire is annoying, but you're about to have the worst day of your life. Because you bunched up all your guys in a circle. Oh, chat.
The shadows will see it done.
Unironically, the demons in here do look like demons from Doom. Whether it's the chicken or the egg, I'll let you decide.
I feel nothing, fear nothing. Faith shields me.
Switch from Infernical to...
As the Emperor commands.
And fry them all. Fry them all again, please. And then... dash forward. And...
Faith without deeds is worthless.
hit the demon. Grenade spam. I love it when the enemy does that. Thank you very much for the running from evil blurb there, Aerodale. Okay. Well, because you are just so damn determined to use that on me constantly, we're gonna run... Actually, come back up here. Charge over there and poke him, please. That's 25 wounds. Let's do this. And then stab him, please. That's a good chunk of his health down. Endurance.
Suits my purposes.
And then Pascal's getting that. Ow.
I will not die in dishonor.
Okay, I don't want you fighting up there. I want you down here.
Get me a target.
Stab the demon, please.
I won't object.
Shoot them with a shotgun, that's good.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Heal Pascal. Okay, so first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit him with... Actually, first things first, let's put that down there. And get everyone scanned that can be scanned. Machine Spirit Communion on as many of the enemies as possible. Frag grenade. Down there. Ow. Hold. A blurred. Good man.
Authentically sound of it.
Take that.
It will be done. To the target.
Yeah. Okay, switch over. Charge down there and kills the demon for me, please. Okay, that's a bloodthirster down. No, bloodletter. Bloodletter Corn dead. Ornate cultist getting fried because he's trying to attack my murder hobo.
Aim for the heart next time. Trust me. As honor or death.
Okay, that's a couple of them hit.
Trust me. Count. The
Okay,
other
that's
side
sending me
awaits.
down.
It's nothing.
Okay, good there.
I am his will made manifest.
Burn them all.
With you, my emperor. As the emperor commands, I act.
Fire be doing fire things. Not Infernical, we want that.
I'll do it.
Run over and kick him in the butt, please.
That is for the weak.
Okay, that puts him down for a minute. She's gonna dodge both of their attacks, probably. They've just got normal access, so they're not that big of a threat. This guy, on the other hand, really needs to go.
Nothing I not
Okay, he does have Bleeding Run on him.
already done.
Chance of rain down to 80 from 90 for tomorrow. I'll take it. Going to have to hit a trail early in the day. Have a good night, all, and congrats, Pete, on the great stream. Thank you very much, Natty. Hope you have a great day tomorrow.
Suits my purpose.
Good hit.
Death to non-believers.
That did hit us. Okay.
Run with this one.
Run over there and stab him, please. Bloodletter. Okay. Okay, let's do that first. That next. Hit him with that axe, please. And the demon is toast. And that Chaos Cultist is down. Now, he can probably finish this in one go. Multi-Melta Blast. There.
At your beck and call.
Charge over there and, right there.
It will be done.
Well, let's just do this. That'll clear him out. Okay. Demons clear. Demons and Cornate Cultists clear. All that cleared. Looted. Anything else in here I need to grab? Let's see. Nope. Exit time. The tech priest reported a brief malfunction in the Geller field generator that left the vessel exposed to the warp for a brief second. According to Enforcer reports, something did manage to get into the ship and is now patrolling the dark corridors of Loading Bay 5. Heretic trophies. Several armed teams left to search for the unknown creature that had invaded the vessel. All but 2 returned with nothing to show for it, but hair turned prematurely gray and horror stories of what was happening in Loading Bay 5. One team brought back a bizarre trophy allegedly found behind a shattered bulkhead. The last team was never seen or heard from again. Okay. Let's visit this system real quick. Okay, there's a Chaos ship there. That can't be good. And a warp gate, an Eldar warp gate. So, Servants of Chaos are keeping an eye on warp gates, are they? I'm sure that totally won't be important later. Lord Captain, we are passing by a construct marked on the star charts as a dimensional gate. Our augurs are not showing any suspicious energy readings. The device is dormant, thank the Emperor. What is this gate? An ancient Xeno artifact, older than humanity itself. Judging by its design, this is a gate leading somewhere, possibly straight into the wicked abyss of the warp, considering all the nasty shit that used to roam out here. Many captains, her ladyship, Lady Theodora included, have tried to reveal its secrets, but it seems that no one can figure out how it works. Good for them, if you ask me. Nasty in what way, exactly? I don't want to repeat the rumors, and I don't know the truth, but it was bad. There was word of ships and even whole trade convoys disappearing. Captain started avoiding the system until eventually the Lord Inquisitor came here and made short work of it. Hasn't been much in the way of rumors ever since, actually. The Inquisition made sure voidsmen kept their mouth shut, whatever the gate used to spew out. It must have been profane and a danger to humanity. Report received. I wish to study this construct. Lord Captain, I would advise against approaching the gate. The Inquisition has declared the entire area around it off limits and packed it with mines. Our augurs won't be able to detect them. Okay. Don't fuck with the gate. On second not thought, not fucking with the gate sounds like an excellent idea. Alright. Quick save. We're gonna go here. Made it out of the warp safely there. Okay. Safe there. Warp travel back here. Oh. Gotta go there. Okay, can we do it? This is gonna be rough, but we're gonna do it anyway. Painful, and it's gonna cause us to get into a fight, but it's gonna be worth it, because there is a cache here. A cache full of very useful things. More demons. More demons. Always more demons.
Victory awaits.
Probably a bad idea to poke around things designed to open a door into the warp. I'm not sure if that's actually a warp jump portal or a giant webway portal. Could be both, considering corrupt servitors. Oh, this fight's gonna suck balls. Okay. Okay, Pascal, you're going here. Actually, back here. Thankfully, this is all free levels for us, so we'll take it. 51 people watching. Thank you all very much. Please consider leaving a like and subscribing, because we are here every Wednesday, starting at 6 p.m., streaming Rogue Trader. And if you also happen to like War Thunder, we do that on Sundays at 3 p.m. CST. But do consider liking the stream, even if you don't subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. It would help us a lot. Hurt him, please. I would like him to cease being alive. Okay, let's hit him with that.
Death comes in
There's
silence.
a turret right there. That's not good.
The shadows will see it done.
Not a great lineup for this particular fight.
Trust me. As honor ordains.
That'll at least make them ignore her, so she's not a direct target. That's a dodge. Let's do this.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Try them all, please.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Let's do that again.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
6 momentum. Switch from Infernical to that and kick him,
Doubt
please.
is for the weak.
Dodge from Argentia there, that's good. Corrupted Tech Priest, he needs to go down soon-ish. Perils of the Warp, that's not good.
I won't object to it. Vengeance will be swift. Let's see to it. But of course, Lord Captain.
Okay.
I
Endure.
won't object to it.
Hold. Okay. I need to switch this character's weapons out because we're gonna need to kill that corrupted Tech Priest soon. First, start putting the hurt on the servitors. That's good.
Suits my purposes. All too easy.
He can't shoot because she's too close and he doesn't have the right training for it. Missed. Yetch.
We'll rule the stars themselves. My place is at the fore.
Okay, over here directly, that should be enough. Perfect.
Indeed.
Well, that's handy.
It will be done.
Multi-Malta shots 2.
At your beck and call.
And he can walk up there and whack on him a little.
I will do my duty.
Endurance, that gets him up to 99 wounds.
At your beck and call.
Make them focus him instead of... There we go, that's good. Okay, Pascal. Machine Spirit Communion, please, on all of these guys.
Approved.
Thank you. Hit. How are they doing for... That gets one of them. Pretty hard.
Running binary override.
I shall
There we
not
go.
fail.
Okay.
As honor ordains.
Okay, they're all focused on Abelard, that's good. He's down. Bleeding is a hell of a drug. Okay. Chain axe.
As the
That one
Emperor
there.
commands, I act.
Wait, can you... Did I give you... I did not give you close quarters training. Good to know.
Faith without deeds
I
is
shot the wrong
worthless.
direction.
I'll do it.
going to be able to dodge both of their clumsy attempts at hurting him, as is he, probably. Ow. Okay, strike is absolutely bunk, doesn't do anything, that's good.
Naturally.
12 and 10, not bad. Heal yourself, Henrix. That's what I want you to do with your turn. Shoot him, please.
Not a problem
Door.
for me.
And then switch out weapons again. Melee set. Gets us close. They're gonna beat the crap out of Abelard, probably. Oh no, they hurt themselves and Abelard dodged. Oh, how terrible. And that just sets them all up in a nice little area to get shot by Abelard again. Endure. And then just shoot whoever is closest. Hold that where you're at. Okay. First things first. Pascal, heal yourself, please. And then hit them all, please. Pascal, your ability to fight machines makes you awesome.
As the tenets demand. My blade whispers your name. Let your soul be purged.
Not bad. Chainsword's not bad at all fighting those guys. I will take that all day long. "58 people watching, according to my chat. Thank you all very much. It's greatly appreciated."
Doubt is for the weak. Power resides in the will of the righteous. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, Henrix is parrying. Attack of opportunity takes out one servitor. Very nice. Okay.
Let's see to it.
Okay, that's cleave.
For the throne's glory.
And let's...
Let's see to it.
Okay, let's break through there. It's...
Naturally.
It's good too. Okay. Now, main character can do main character things.
Suits my purposes. Already done.
Function successfully terminated.
Oh lord, that combat servitor is horrifying. Run over there and kill him, please. Actually, go right here. Right here. First things first, heal him.
Let me help.
Integrity factor increased.
It will be done. I took care of this one.
He's down.
At your beck and call.
Okay, you... Need to get behind cover.
Machine spirit. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Running binaric override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
The shadows will see it done. As on our old caught by the web.
Good work on the turret over here. It's slow, but it is happening. Okay. They're going to start walking forward. She should be able to kill him in the next turn or so.
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. Faith without...
Now kick him.
As
Kick him in the
Emperor
balls.
commands, I act.
If he has balls. I don't think he does. I think those get removed when you get turned into a servitor. Your booze mean nothing. He knows what happens when you cheer. Okay.
But of course.
You can all die now.
I won't
Breakthrough.
object to it.
Okay.
For the throne's glory.
Let's do them and him now.
Naturally. I won't
Bulwark.
object to it. High momentum.
I am fear incarnate.
Okay. Now. I actually do need to run over here and do
All too easy.
this real
Not
quick.
a problem.
None can escape the Emperor's
he's down.
judgment.
That's good.
Suits my purposes.
Resist.
Brace yourself,
Mm.
Abelard.
How
Tried
terrifying.
and tested tactics are the best ones.
Okay. Heal
This
him,
wound will make a
please.
fine scar.
We function as one.
I'm gonna go park up behind this crate here, and then we're gonna switch over to
Victory is imminent.
that. Suddenly, I'm wishing I'd given someone a
I will
crack
do my
grenade.
duty. Just a minor setback.
Advancing. Request approved. That's an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Okay, perfect there. Let's do that.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Ooh. Okay, good there.
Please like and subscribe for more disappointing content.
Damn, Ben.
I shall not fail.
Okay.
Rejoice in battle!
Good there. Okay, get close. Barnacle. Try them both, please. I mean, it's probably fair.
I'll do it. For you, my emperor!
Good lord, that flamer is wrong.
As the emperor commanded,
there you go.
I was chosen.
Squidward to the rescue.
I fart in your general direction.
Kick him.
Doubt is for the weak.
I know he has gnats, probably.
Focus, Van Calix. Focus.
Okay.
Let's see to it. Nothing stands against me.
I
Break
won't
through.
object to it. For the throne's glory. I won't object to it. Be gone.
Okay, and then we're
But
gonna
of
do that.
course, Lord Captain.
Okay, what's he got on him?
I don't have time for this.
I don't like any of these.
Nothing I can't do. Already done.
Toxic shot that.
All too easy.
Doesn't have that many wounds left, but let's, Alright. It's actually not bad at all.
Indeed.
Reload.
That's not the Seneschal's job. At your beck
I want that gone.
You're a target.
So then I want you to switch out for that. I want you to charge directly over there and kill that man.
Running binary desire condemns you.
And then let's do this.
Requests.
Good.
Activating force mode zone.
And the big bugaboo I was worried about is gone now, so we can totally focus on you. Have that. Have that.
Let your soul be purged.
I hit the wrong button there by accident. So if someone in chat is down there like, why is he playing like a retard? It's late and I'm tired and I've been working all day. At this point in the afternoon, my brain is squishy. Like Malta meal. Okay, Not even gonna try that hard. There we go. That was way overkill. There you go. That's good. Sniper rounds. Actually, go right up here. And we can't get a hit from there.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. At your beck and call.
Oh, I love plasma weapons so much. They are the tools of God. Targets clear. Auto gun and a stun grenade. Loot is... Please tell me there's more loot than this.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Please, God, tell me there's more loot than this, because this looks kind of shit for loot. I hope this wasn't just, here, you get XP, that's your loot. Aren't you happy? Oh God, it is one of those fights. That's just gay. That is very gay. God. Okay, chart new warp routes. Okay, visit this system first, because we're gonna need anything we can get here. Oh, there's Eldar out there.
Run away! Run away! Run away!
Thank you for the blurt maneuver. Okay, let's avoid getting into a direct fight with the filthy, filthy space elves. Okay, what do we got here? Nothing bad there. Nothing bad there either. Run detailed scan. The burnt husk of an Imperial shuttle has been found in the heart of the ruins. The pilot's remains are badly damaged. It would seem this shuttle has smashed into the building at full speed, causing the fire that destroyed it. Do we need more Xenotech? We got 10 Xenotech right now. We don't need to focus it too hard at the moment. Okay. Let's repair the ship. Let's not fight the Eldar tonight. I do not wish to fight the spiky ones. To quote Dear Hadron. And, warp travel to Cyrene. Chart warp routes. There's gotta be something good here. An unidentified object has been located in the system. The artifact reacts to our transmissions by releasing unknown radiation, most likely of xeno origins. The cogs are reporting. If you want to get a closer look, we need to close the distance between the vessel and the object. Okay. First things first, let's loot everything that isn't nailed down. Scorpion Chainsword. 15 to 25 damage and a Cloak of Shadows. Yes, please. Accept that. Lord Captain, after the unsealing of Lady Theodora's secret workshop on Giabagaman, an epidemic of mysterious tech leprosy has broken out. Augments mutate into distorted forms, killing their hosts, machines, and even entire assembly halls break apart into fragments that devour each other, fusing into grotesque and insane forms. The Omega-18 Manufactorium, the epicenter of the epidemic, is cordoned off, but the disease will burst out of there sooner or later. What is known of this disease? We have not faced anything like this before. The plague only affects mechanisms, forcing them to transform and lose all functionality. No one has been able to provide insight into the nature of this disease or how it found its way into Lady Theodora's secret workshop. It is possible that some secret research was being carried out there. I wish to hear the suggestion of my advisors. The eradication of the infection is the highest priority, but to completely eradicate the manufactorium, serving as the epicenter, is to inflict serious damage to the resource supply. This unit, I can propose another method of purging. However, the sacraments of the Omnicide that are available to me cannot be revealed to the laity. I ask that you place your trust in me. Pascal, you have my permission. The tech priests, armed with a mysterious device that is assembled according to the instructions of Magus Hunneman, entered the bowels of the manufactorium. What happened there is unknown. Reports speak of a blue and green flash that illuminated the manufactorium, and the epidemic subsided overnight. The distorted mechanisms were honorably melted down, and so were the bodies of the dead tech priests who carried the machine of Magus Hunneman, as well as the burnt remains of the machine itself. The eminent Magos refused to comment on his chosen method of purging, calling it a revelation of the Omnicide that he himself could not comprehend before he left him.
No! Bravely ran away, away. I didn't! When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail. No!
Yes. Many of the tech priests who had once maintained this manufactorium were left without a function and transferred to serve aboard the rogue trader's ship. Anything good we can get here? Gives us mechanisms which we fucking need. Efficiency, Inferno. That one gives us weapons and a Titan Forger lance weapon. Flawless servitors, I can't. We don't have that one. This is the best one we're gonna get, I think. Execute Darkonus. That one we won't be able to do unless we go there, and I'm not going to be able to go there right away. Foul Stone, accept, touched by holiness, hallowed railway. Good tidings. Hallowed railway blocks, cemetery of the faithful. That requires me to have a way higher. Doesn't block anything either. Okay. While we're waiting here, let's check contracts real quick. 3 adamantine. We can do away with that. Oh, we gave profit back. Dear God. I have 32 people. We can do with a few less. Methyl chemicals. Principal greed. Don't need to get rid of the people there. Okay, we're good. Now we're getting close to doing something that is irreversible. So check quests. I think we've done everything we can do except for that one chaos quest, which I absolutely refuse to do because I am not getting fondled by chaos. Scan is required. Don't need Promethium? Found a colony. Explorers report the dismal condition of the settlement and its inhabitants. Their skin is translucent and pale, their icy blue eyes see practically no color, their language is rough and guttural, and their stomachs cannot tolerate anything except a stew made from local roots and mosses, and yet they are subjects of the Imperium, still loyal to the Emperor. They have mistaken your people for his emissaries. Find out what happened to the world. The local elders woefully reminisced about times long gone. Most of them were still sheltered in their mothers' wombs when snow first settled on the verdant fields. Hail ruined the crops, and frost hardened the soil. Plants and large beasts that could not sustain themselves were the first to go. They were soon followed by birds and other small animals. Most people in large cities perished, unable to warm themselves and their families. They say the governor and his entourage left the world.
I gotta sing the doom song now! Doom, doom,
Thank you very much for the blurb there, Bendover. No one responded to the pleas from this dying world. Stars remain deaf to the messages transmitted by the planet's Vox system. These abandoned subjects of the Imperium still managed to save the machines and other valuables. They were of little use without a supply of promethium. Yet those who survived eventually adapted to the tribulations that the God Emperor had bestowed upon them. Give the unfortunate people a gift of promethium and send the tech priest to perform the rites of generator maintenance. With the maw of the first generator belched forth a furious roar, black ash started falling from the sky instead of snow. The locals laughed and danced, trying to warm their limbs after decades of cold. They called down blessings upon their unseen savior, a road trader from the Von Valentius dynasty, and thanked the God Emperor for this fortuitous encounter. Aw, that's cute. Explorer's departure was accompanied by shouts of grateful approval, not to mention their many parting gifts. Aw, that's cute. Okay, Space Hulk over here. And Lorzina succeeded. Is there an auger report? Lookout Bridge, we have an unknown object dead ahead. Not an asteroid, clearly artificial in nature, but is larger than Footfall Station. Bridge, copy that. Report delayed, relayed to an officer in duty and pilots. Expect visual soon. We have visual, with the eye incoherent whispering. Bridge lookout, this is the Vox Master. I'm on adding the pilots, senior officers, and the Lord Captain to this channel. His Lordship wishes to assume personal command. Lookout, Lord Captain, we have requested intel on the object from the Auger Array module, awaiting their response. Lord Captain on the line, no need to engage the augers, I know what it is. It's called a webway gate. Officer Station, Van Galaxia, what we see before us is a webway gate, an artifact that Xenos use to get to their sorcerer's realm, so to speak. It allows Aldari to get around the sector quickly, and serves as a hideout for their most unpleasant tribe, the Drakari, whom we have already met. Officer Station Urilet here. The gate is just like the one we saw in the Liliathon. The children of Zurian wander the void through such constructs, erected in ancient times. Any ship that passes through such a portal will enter a tangle of paths unfathomable to none but my kin. Is there an auger report? Bridge, according to available data, the object consists of an unknown material foreign to the Imperium. It's Wraithbone. We are registering an unknown class of energy profile. The engine seers are at a loss as to exactly how this technology works, but they did specify that the energyrometry suggests that the system is holding an active charge. The object appears to be ready to do whatever it's designed to do. Enough mystery. Bridge, according to available data, the object consists... there we go. The gate is changing. What is that? Lord Captain, we are detecting activity near the object. Observations indicate that the signatures are similar to ships. Lord Captain, Xenos ships. Demolition. Demolition test succeeded. Bridge order received. Executing now. Target hit. One of the Xenos ships has fallen. Glory to the rogue trader. Wait, what's that? Lord Captain, alert. Another Xenos ship inbound. Must be a boarding party. Bridge, where did it come from? Lookout. It was hiding nearby. It closed in undetected while we were distracted by the construct. It's right behind us. It's aiming for the engines module. Bridge, Lord Captain, emergency. Confirming contact with the enemy ship in the engine area. Confirm. And we have got spiky ones to kill. I did promise we would be fighting the spiky ones today. 63 people watching. Thank you all very much. If you want to see more very mundane content revolving around Rogue Trader, I do this every Wednesday, usually starting at 6 p.m. and going until about now. We'll finish this fight, don't worry, Chad.
In prayer for this vessel and its hallowed guns.
Okay, let's get up there and remind these aliens that it is man that is made in God's image.
the von Valentius dynasty.
Okay. Hit him dead on.
All clear.
Going to do battle with
Congratulations,
them
Lord Captain.
in this crewed vessel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As you can see, this crude vessel is doing very well against the filthy Xenos tonight. Enjoy. And enjoy.
The throne protects the faithful.
See, it almost makes you feel bad, like beating up a retard.
It is the Emperor's will for us to crush the dynasty.
Change your heading, shall we? Change that one's heading as well. Now we're properly stuck in. What are you gonna do, bud? Come on, what you gonna do? You can't cloak. You're fully out of cloak. And you only have 90 wounds. Oh, you poor man, it sucks to be you. And he's gone.
Leave no trace of their filth around.
An unsophisticated victory.
Hey, it doesn't have to be sophisticated, it just has to be a victory. Lord Captain, we've dealt with the void ships of these beasts, but a Xenos boarding party has landed on the ship. They're advancing steadily towards the plasma drive. The enforcers are being overrun. They're asking for reinforcements. If we do not help them, this filth will destroy our vessel from the inside. Okay, we're not taking you. Actually, we're gonna take her instead. Better Psyker.
I feel my age when fighting alongside such young warriors.
Indeed. While I have my navigator skills to call upon, you are, statistically speaking, far more likely to perish in battle. Oh, I mean, that came out wrong.
Oh, I love you. You're so autistic. I would be down to fondle the navigator. Okay, let's go with... Persuasions is 60. Let's bump that up by 10. And give her a willpower boost of... 5. Wait, what's her fellowship like? Not bad. Perception's not bad either. Willpower it is then. Okay, actually, one more thing we need to do. Because of that last fight we were in, I want to make sure that we have plenty of... Okay, I want... grenades on everyone. Everyone fully stocked, everyone fully loaded, everyone ready to take the filthy, filthy, knife-eared evil Xenos to Pound Town. And to do that, we're going to need plenty of grenades loaded onto everyone who can carry them, and we're also going to need... Oh, I don't like this one bit. Stun grenade would actually be really good, and you're going to get that switched out. We are currently carrying for a upgraded medkit. You're good there. You're good there. Main character. You can have that switched out to this, and that fire grenade switched out for force grenade. As far as weapons go, nothing I have is better than Starblight at the moment. Hell, not a whole lot is better than that multi-melta. Could I give you a pistol that's better? Please tell me I can give you a pistol that's better. Yes, I can give you a pistol that's better. In fact, I can give you a bolt pistol that's better. How about that, chat? That's pretty wicked. I will take that all day long. Swords. Big sword. Need to give her a very big sword. Preferably something... Does she really need another sword, though? I know that'd be heresy to ask, but... Mars Pattern Chain Axe is good. Really good, in fact. 12 to 19... Let's give him the Scorpion Chainsword, it's better. By a hell of a lot. Okay.
None shall stand in my way.
Yep, Drukhari being Drukhari here. Okay, first things first.
I do what I must.
Okay.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Cut power. Okay, so they were trying to sabotage the engine core, and we are going to stop them from doing so. Alright. You can go there, preferably in cover, actually, that would be better. You're gonna have to get up behind cover here. If I remember correctly, the Drukhari hit like a brick shithouse, so we need to be really careful. And dealing with them, Pascal can move way on up there. So let's have him do that as a matter of course. And,
As the tactical imperative dictates.
actually, let's use this.
My vow is to serve.
Okay, got on him there.
The scriptural proverb is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Gonna snipe that snapper. That sapper. Yeah, sapper.
Suits my purpose.
He dodged, because of course he did. Runt.
Not a problem for me. Suits my purposes.
Drukhari down. They really do like their poison. I always find that annoying. You really need to use all the poison. Drakari is just over there like, yeah, why?
I
Because
have
it's
read
funny.
tomes of military tactics.
63 people watching. Thank you all very much. It's greatly appreciated.
If I may.
Guided by faith.
Force grenade.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it.
You will not withstand my vengeance.
Faith without
Let's get
deeds
that up.
is worthless.
We're gonna need all the MP we can
God
get.
Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. As the Emperor commands, I act.
You will not
Look upon me, Kayla Minshakain.
I've suffered worse.
He probably has, considering who we're talking about here.
I
Okay.
am your blade and shield.
Carry this, you filthy casual.
I see what others do not.
You will poison it in blood.
Trust me. As honor orders.
You will pay for this in
I shall not fail.
Hey, Ballard. Do me a favor, dear man.
Indeed. I took care of this one.
And he's gone. Okay. Now...
At your beck and call.
I should have known better than to do that,
It
but
will
I
be
still
done.
wanted to try.
Your death is approaching.
We have to stop him in a couple of turns, otherwise the entire ship explodes, and that would be very bad for a lot of reasons. Heal.
Integrity factor increased. Request approved. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
I'm amended.
My time is now.
He's down. Good. That was my main goal there. You, Mr. Drakari. So firstly, screw you for trying to make it where I couldn't attack. And secondly, have you heard of our Lord and Savior, the Charge?
Nothing
Apparently
I
you
can't
have.
do.
We are the babes of innocent creatures.
Oh, God, I love Argentia.
Be
She's
careful not to
perfect.
cross my gaze. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a
Have
job
Zone
for
of
the
Fear.
serfs?
There you go.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Doubt is for the weak.
Do you have any idea how much movement points that gives me? You poor bastards. Burn.
I'll do it. Faith without...
Ooh,
Your skill is
As the Emperor commands,
that's
I
gotta
act.
hurt, don't it? Thank you. So, first things first, enjoy. Harry. Pascal, you're awesome. Thank you. You were the worst shot on planet Earth, good sir.
I'll return caught by the web.
Enjoy that, and then,
The
Sapper
other
down.
side awaits, as the tenants demand.
Okay, Drakari over here are down.
At your beck and call.
Okay, so first things first, heal Pascal.
Let me help.
We function as one.
Yeah, he dodged, but it still hurt him, I think. Oh no, he stabbed me. Whatever shall I do? It's almost not like I had some of the best armor that you can get at this level. Okay, you absolute scud hamster. Okay. So, firstly, how do you feel about... Oh, not great. That's a lot of bleeding, isn't it? What a sad little man you are. Okay, you, sir. You're about to learn exactly why humanity is...
Suits my purpose. Nothing I can't do.
not a good species to anger.
You will pay for this in blood.
Have
I'm
that.
not accustomed to being ordered around.
Ooh, and you can have
I'm
that.
a navigator, not a servitor.
Hi, buddy.
This is why I was chosen.
And, do that again, please.
Doubt is for the none who can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor
So fun to do this fight when you know what you're doing.
Rejoice in battle!
Perfection.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
More fire. We're gonna do that. That. We're gonna walk over there and do that.
I'll do it. Each stroke is a prayer. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I told you I was no good with a gun.
The trouble is, Doc Cole was in front of the gun. The safe place is behind Mississippi when he shoots that thing.
Damn straight. Okay, Mr. Cabalite Blade Master, sir.
Trust me. The shadows will see it done.
I want you to
I
shoot
shall
him,
not
please.
fail.
Okay. Where is the other Jakari? There's one there. One there. Okay. Actually, go back and help the main character, please. He needs it. Poke him, please. That's good. And shoot him, please.
Indeed. One fewer time.
Okay, you have 20 procs of bleeding on you. How would you like to be the lucky winner? Oh. Chat. 71 people watching. Thank you all very much. It's
Sins
greatly
hidden
appreciated.
In the heart turn all to decay.
Ah. Wood ship's crew fought the raiders with some amount of success. Impressive. Good people. Good people all. Well done, gentlemen.
How can one find the right way without his light?
A good question. The answer is not one you're gonna like. Ah. Surviving crew member. A man in an officer's uniform is kneeling and scrabbling around in the mess of blood and dirt on the floor. As soon as you draw near, you hear his feverish muttering. No, 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 where is he? Where is my son? The lower half of the officer's face is grimy with some substance, too pale and lumpy to be blood. The officer pays you no attention. His eyes are fixed on the floor. Wait, he's an operational officer from Deck 67-3, not from one of the local clans, which is why I remember him. He helped me bring up the new recruits from the planet. What is he doing here? Examine the officer's face. You take another step towards the man and peer into his face. Blue veins bulge under his scab-mottled skin, and his bloodshot eyes are darting in every direction, sometimes rolling back in his head so that only the whites are visible. The strange stuff covering the officer's face is lumpy pink slime, mixed with blood that is streaming from his disfigured nose. Why are you here and why are you not on your assigned deck? Tacitus, my boy. Something shifts in the officer's expression and the feverish gleam in his eyes goes out. Swamp devils dragged him off. Here, I'm supposed to be. I'm looking for my son. The Emperor's valiant guards came to save my boy. Showed them where the swamp devils dragged Tacitus. I led them right here like they asked. I'll make short work of the nest of those beasts. I'll keep looking for my boy in the meantime. Master, will you help? The man's face contorts in a monstrous grimace, a mixture of pain, hope, and madness. I'll be damned if this officer had a son, says Abelard. Perhaps he did once, but he embarked without any family in tow. Abelard sighs heavily. He's cracked, the poor wretch. Your son is not here. What? The man tries to stand up, but he slips and falls back to his knees. No, there's still hope. Tacitus can't have fallen into the devil's hands just like that. The guards will save him. They have to. The officer's gaze suddenly clears, and he seems to be aware of where he is. His face slowly fills with horror. Emperor, preserve us. The man sneezes, and the lower half of his face is coated anew in slime streaming from his nose. The officer casts you a pleading look. What is this nightmarish scene? I was leading the Emperor's guards to the swamp devil's nest across the marshlands of my homeworld, but instead of that I was showing the way to Zen? He points at the corpses of the Xenos with a trembling hand. Hallucinations, radical mirage. Guards, they weren't very chatty. One of them called me something strange. Bunkai, I think. And I heard them talking about something among themselves, seizing the ship. Don't let them through. I don't know. Oh, it's coming over me again. Tell me about these hallucinations. When did they start? I don't remember. It's so strange. It's like I'm here, there at the same time, but I remember many watches ago, a visit from a guardsman after the swamp devils attacked. It seemed he treated my injuries, did something to my face, and said that his comrades would come and do what they had to do, and when the rest of them came, they told me to show them the way to the nest, but we're on the ship. Where did I take them? Oh, to fool, strike me down. I think I've got it. The Xenos that the crew smoked out during the recent warp jump. This poor madsman must have taken him for a guardsman. Remember, Lord Captain, the enraged Drukari who had bent several crew members to his will? To the last beast among the enemies of humanity is dead, the innocent will continue to suffer torment. Is this not a sign that we must work doggedly to rid the universe of Xenos? It seems you were not in your right mind. I think you're right, your lordship. Reason has fled me. I can't hold out. Even now, as can see the marsh where Tacitus vanished just behind you. The man's face twists in a mask of pain and grief, and a powerful spasm racks his body. Let the officer slip into the hallucination. I think I hear your son calling out to you. Well, Tacitus. The man laughs weakly, his new eyes clouded with madness. Tacitus, my boy, I'm coming. The officer's body slides to the floor and convulses for a time before going still, despite his agonizing death. The man's face shows no signs of suffering. He had found peace before the end. You bend over the body. Despite the numerous bloodstains on his skin, the only noticeable injury is on his face. His nose is disfigured and a red, slimy substance is streaming from it, staining his mouth and chin. Contact the Voxmaster. Take the body to the infirmary and try to identify the cause of his madness. Collect all there. Collect all there. Shards.
Done. I better myself through my service.
Okay. Let's get whatever we can get off of him.
A new challenge for me.
We want to loot all the Drukhari because the Drukhari have a lot of good stuff. And that good stuff is highly tradable, highly desirable. Lots of people want it. Along the splinter rifle. Let's see, what do we got?
Successful.
Adeptus Mechanicus creations. Splinter rifles.
It's about time.
And a shard carbine. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 10:47 my time. We have been streaming for 3 hours. And that was after our previous stream of nearly an hour and a half. So I am going to call it here. Thank you all very much for stopping by. And I will see you all next Wednesday with another Rogue Trader stream. Before then, there will be the War Thunder stream on Sunday, and we should have a Halo live stream coming up on Saturday in the morning, CST, sometime. And that'll be a collab between me and Smooth the DJ, as well as Dealbreaker, who was in chat earlier, and some other people, potentially. So, thank you all very much for stopping by. Please consider liking the stream. Consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Pete, the Radical Nerd,